going on, guys? Welcome back. We're out here today. It's a little foggy. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's been dangerously foggy for about the last week. So we're having to really take our time, and what we've been having to do is I've been having to fish pretty close to the ramp. And lately we've been on a really good trout bite. So today we have Randy Flukinger. He's the owner of Safe Floor, which is the floor I have in my boat. And Randy's from Texas originally. And I don't know if you guys follow any of the Texas guys on social media, but when they see a trout, they lose it, man. I mean, these guys lose it. I posted my pictures from yesterday and my phone was ringing in like 15 seconds. Randy's calling, man, let's go catch some trout. And so today what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if these trout are still here. They were studs for here. Anytime I get up around a 20-inch trout in Tampa Bay, I'm extremely happy with it. And we had quite a few yesterday over 20. So we're gonna use some different techniques. We got live bait. We made our way out to one of the markers, got some bait. So we've got live bait. And Randy is hopefully, you know, I hear all these stories about how we do it in Texas. I hope to learn something today, because we get really stuck in our ways in our areas and what we do. And a lot of times you can take these techniques from other places. If a trout will eat whatever Randy's throwing in Texas, I would imagine a trout would eat it here in Tampa. So if I don't learn anything and we don't catch anything, I'm gonna blame it on Randy. If we tear him up, it's because I'm a great captain. So I can't, well, it could be because of Caleb too. So let's get back here, guys. We're gonna make our way through this fog, get to our fishing spot, see what happens. All right, guys, so we're getting set up on our first spot here. And so basically what I've talked to a few people recently, because I'm not, and I think I'm not a great trout fisherman. I'll just be honest. I think I'm a lot like a lot of you out there. Trout here in Florida are usually a bycatch. When we're looking for snook, when we're looking for reds. And the bite I've had the last couple days has really made me start thinking about trout, because if you start catching trout in that 20-inch range and bigger, that's a pretty impressive fish. And these guys like Randy out in Texas, I mean, that's the best way I can compare it to Tampa Bay, I guess, Randy, is that's like y'all's snook. Yes, sir. Right? Yeah. So they really target trout hard. So that's something I want to learn, and I'm hoping Randy can help me with. I want to be a better trout fisherman. And, you know, just to have that kind of in my bag to mix in. But what I have learned, I'll tell you guys something that I've learned recently just from talking to people about trout, and you can tell me, Randy, if it's right or wrong, but I've always tried to fish deeper water for trout. Like, you know, if I'm on the edge of a flat and 2 feet, I'm trying to fish the 4 feet. But what I'm finding is the bigger trout are really shallow. And so that's kind of the same thing you guys get out there?
Yeah, it's basically what it boils down to is it's got a lot to do with water temperature. Yeah. Okay. A lot of these big trout, whenever it gets colder, first thing they do whenever it starts to warm up and that sun comes back out is they come up onto the flats to warm up, get that metabolism going or whatnot, and you know, the bait's going to pull up on the flats too, so to warm up, and of course your big fish are going to come in right behind that.
Yeah, it makes sense, man, because like I said, I've never fished really shallow for trout, you know. I mean, we do for reds, we fish potholes for snook, stuff like that, and I pay a lot of attention to the water temperature when we do that. But I just kind of take trout for granted, I guess, that, you know, when I catch trout, oh cool, I caught a trout, you know. But so we're gonna target them today, guys, and I mean, like I said, I'm already learning some things, so hopefully you guys will learn some things, and let's see who can do it, Texas or Florida. I'm feeling like it's probably gonna be Texas, but we'll Caleb. Always Caleb.
On the board.
Always Caleb. Caleb on the board with a giant dead Mahara. So, all right, well, let's get set up. Let's see if they're here. What you got? All right, Caleb's starting with the Miradine.
Just a little hard bait.
All right, I got you. Jake, what you got going on?
Sarah Spook.
Spook Jr. Zara Spook. I see you guys have already abandoned me for Randy's style of fishing. Randy, what you throwing, man?
A little sheep hook.
Everybody's throwing topwater. Okay.
This one's like a mild suspending bait. It's either a top water with a leak in it, or it's slow sinking.
Yeah, right. Well, you guys know me. I'm fixing to chum, and I don't think with chum in the water, these guys are gonna stand a chance. I think my chum might ruin their topwater fishing. Maybe I'll just throw a live bait a few times. There you go, Taylor. There you go. Nice fish, dude. Nice fish.
I don't want anybody telling me I don't have to work hard.
All right. Stand down. Stand down.
I fish artificial quite a bit.
Oh, I pulled off.
All that work.
Huh?
All that work.
It didn't jump, so it wasn't I don't think it was a snook.
That was a good fish.
He's on again. Lady fish. Get the camera.
I used to hate fishing hard baits.
I'm not a hard bait.
I don't like rattle traps, crankbait.
Trout.
The
Not
trout
like
or
that.
snook?
Trout.
That's a trout. That's a
I
good
started
trout.
using a
That's a
mirror.
snook.
Is it?
Yeah. Nice snook, dude. All right.
Work it slow.
So that's a good fish. So 1-0 artificial. That's crazy, dude. I'm throwing.
Yeah. That's what I like about artificial is you can put more than one hook in them.
Randy has gone straight Texas on us.
Little snook.
Good fish, dude.
Good fight.
Randy has gone
There he
straight
goes.
Texas, man. He
Caught him on the.
He's throwing.
Stupid because these things got so many names. It might be a mirror lure.
It's a mirrored. Yeah, it's a mirrored lure. Randy's throwing a, what is it, Randy? A corky?
It's not a corky devil.
That's the
It's a slow sinking soft bait. Big trout bait, actually.
really.
Back in Texas, yeah.
I've never even seen one, man, until you moved here. There you go. Target species. Oh, good one, dude.
Nice trout, Dad.
Huh? That's a good one, dude. Oh shoot, that's a decent one. Look at that guy, man. What a freaking beautiful, underrated fish, man. I mean, underrated here in Florida. I mean, that's he's probably 16, 17 inches. But dang, dude, look at that. Big old yellow mouth. Awesome. All right, so first trout was on live bait, which you can't really compare live bait, I don't think, to artificial. That's not a fair comparison. I just want to win. But check this thing out that Randy's throwing again, man. This is like one of y'all's biggest baits in Texas.
Yeah, it's called a corky devil. It's almost a mullet body with a rat tail.
The action's pretty awesome.
Actual corky looks like. And this is a corky mullet.
Straight from Texas.
And this is what we call the fat boy.
So it's pretty much built like a hard bait, but it's a soft bait.
And it's a soft bait, and it's got a cork in the middle of it.
Why it's called a corky? Okay, I didn't know why it was called a corky.
And they're slow sinking plugs. Some of them are faster than others, just depending on how they're built.
Yeah.
They got floaters. You can go on their webpage actually and look, and it'll tell you exactly the ones how they're identified as what they are, whether or not they're a floater or a sinker, fast sinker, slow sinker.
How tough are they? I mean, how long they?
They're pretty durable. I mean, unless you get into some big redfish action. Redfish will tear these up in a heartbeat. They'll taco them up. And this is called the corky broken back.
Dude.
And they're just mullet imitation soft sinking floaters. And there's some very, very big baits down, like I say, back in Texas.
Yeah,
And,
I know everybody down
if you're
there.
going to be catching, if you're focusing on trophy trout, this is what everybody's throwing.
I want
Or
to see
something
one hit
similar
that
to
one.
it. Yeah, myself.
I'm ready. I'm ready to see something hit that one, dude. All
The live bait provides. Again.
Nice fish, dude. There's another one.
The best way I found to describe trout, that's a handsome fish.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
It is.
That's
That's
just
that's a
dapper
beautiful
little
fish, man.
Oh,
Did you get hit?
I got whacked.
And again, guys, I wanna really emphasize that everybody else is throwing artificial. So I mean, it's not a real fair comparison. But that's a beautiful fish. That's another keeper trout. He's getting back. Oh, he was ready to go. What you got, Jake?
Micro snook.
He looks like a trout.
Yeah, I thought it was a trout for a
About the
minute.
size of a trout. On the artificial though.
Oh yeah.
On one of Randy's Texas baits. I know guys throw stuff like that here in Florida too, man. I really want to see that corky work. That's what I was really interested. I'm really interested in because that looks like a big fish bait, dude. Even like for snook and stuff.
He's
Get some pliers before he gets you in the hand.
Yeah.
You got a history with those, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Jake's a
trap in my hand once or twice.
Jake's a trebled young man.
Treble young man, I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Pretty little fish, man. I don't know
Good
how
little
to fish.
snook. He chased it down though.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's interested.
I missed him like 4 times.
How Caleb almost fell. How long is it gonna take you boys to fish with a live bait? Look at that guy. That's a good one, dude. That's a good one. Let's see if I can flip it. I like when they get that hump on their back, man. Start getting a little bigger, they get that hump on their back. Right there. Cool, man, cool. Look at his spots in the water, guys. This is the one we just cut to take a picture of. He's about 21 and a half. But look at the spots on that fish. What a pretty fish. Get out of here, fella. There he is. Got him, dude. What an awesome fish. I'm gonna start targeting these more, man. And I'm gonna wind up having to go to Texas to try to catch one 30 inches, dude. I got to. Because that fish right there, 21 and a half, in comparison to a snook, the snook hits harder, the initial run is harder, but the overall fight is definitely,
From start to finish.
is the trout, goes to the trout.
Once they hit it, they fight all the way to the end of the line.
Yeah, you got to be more careful with them because you know they're soft. You know their mouths are soft, so you got that extra little bit of stress and pressure on you. But yeah, in comparison, 21-inch trout, 21-inch snook, trout. Yeah, I mean there's no comparison between live bait and artificial, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess sometimes. They're here though, man. It's just such a soft fish, you know, I mean, in comparison. That's another good keeper trout. Let me get the, I don't know, Randy. I mean, you've caught snook and you've caught trout. A 30-inch snook or a 30-inch trout?
Tell you what, since I hadn't had either one of them yet, I've got a 29 3/4 on the trout, but not on the snook. So,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to give it on the trout, man.
Yeah.
Just because I've caught more of them over my lifetime.
Well, and I think that it's funny too, because everybody I talk to that's from here that snook fishes a lot and has caught big snook and has caught big trout, they would still rather catch trout.
Yeah.
A big trout, you know. I mean, it's kind of a unicorn here. We do have big trout, but they're tough to target. But I mean, everyone we've caught today has been a keeper. I don't think our trout population is near what you guys have in Texas. Nowhere near.
No, we lost a lot of them last year in the freeze.
Yeah.
We lost millions of fish.
Yeah, that sucked, man.
Unfortunately. And It's sad to see, and it's going to take a long time to rebound.
Yeah, I saw that on the news, man. That was sad. That's sad, even if it's not your home waters. You know what I mean? To see that anywhere. If
and the state's trying to do the right thing down there. They're changing the laws to benefit the fishery.
Did they adjust the?
Yeah, they're doing it. And I think it's going to come out the 1st of January.
Well, that's what blows my mind too. Is when I see posts and stuff from like Texas and Louisiana, and it's just, I mean, you see 4 guys standing there behind 60 trout on a table, and I'm like, man, how does it sustain that? I mean, it's amazing. I guess it does. I mean,
well, really, to me personally, the only nursery that allows that to happen now is Louisiana.
Yeah.
They've got an awesome fishery down there. Texas, not so much. In comparison to Louisiana, don't get me wrong, Texas still holds its own.
Right.
So but as far as big trout, yeah, Texas is going to have it, and then it's going to go Louisiana, and work this way.
Dude, I'm gonna take you up on it next year for hunting and trout fishing in Texas.
We'll definitely do it.
Dude, we'll take the kids, man. That way they can carry everything and drag the deer. And
well, the good thing about it down there is they ain't got to throw a cast net.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You guys buy bait over there. Big trout, man.
What scares me is that a trout is vaguely similar to a catfish at times.
Nice trout, man. Will you land that one, Caleb? Oh, nice trout. Nice trout. That's a good one. Don't you drop my fish, boy. Don't you drop my fish. Don't you lose my fish. That's the biggest one yet. That's the biggest one today. Don't you lose him. All right.
Oh, he was hooked good.
It's a good thing.
And landing net.
That's a nice
oh wait, we
fish,
got a
dude.
landing net.
He's getting up there a little bit. He's getting close to 20. 18.
Oh, a little bit of belly on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Release that joker so he can have babies.
There he went.
All right, guys. So we're heading in. We had a good time, man. I cheated. I feel like I cheated a little bit. Both my boys and Randy were throwing Randy's Texas baits, and they caught fish on them. They caught some snook. We had a couple trout on the artificials. But I think what we were just talking about, and it makes a huge difference, even if you're not chumming with live bait, and just me having that one live bait out there, I think it really kind of ruined the artificial game for them, which doesn't really bother me that bad because I caught some really nice trout. But the last spot we actually hit was a spot that Randy kind of pointed out, and he doesn't fish this area. It was just an area that he kind of picked out. He was talking about, we had a little sand flat, and it only dropped like 6 to 8 inches. And it's a spot that I don't normally fish or normally even look at for trout because I don't usually target trout.
Right.
And it was holding trout, and it was holding some good trout.
And I think what it was is basically with a outgoing tide like we got right now, that little 6-8 inches of difference is enough for them to hold them to let them bait fish come over that ledge, and then they can attack that bait fish.
So, which kind of makes sense. I mean, a lot of stuff we fish out in the bay and stuff, the shipping channel and the wrecks and stuff like that, it's the same kind of technique, just on a smaller scale, I guess.
Right.
Because you're talking about a ledge like that instead of a ledge that's 20 foot tall. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. They're ambush feeders.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
predatory fish.
Just like snook, grouper, bass,
right?
In freshwater.
I mean, that's why a bunch of your bass, whenever in most of your lakes, they sit around a big log or brush pile or something like that, waiting on the smaller bait. I mean, it's just cycle of life is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
But like I said, anytime you've got any sort of difference in a contour, like back home, we got areas where it's 500 yards and nothing but a flat.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it drops off 6, 8, 10 inches, and you just got a little ledge, and you get the right current. That's all those fish need in order to sit back and wait for the current to take the bait over in order for them to be able to have
That's
their
crazy, man, because here honestly, I've run over that spot 1,000 times, and and look and go, there's no fish here. But again, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. We had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna do a show pretty soon. This is Randy's product that you guys see on my boat. I get a lot of questions. Put that in neutral for me, Caleb. I get a lot of questions about what is this on my floor. So our next show is actually gonna be, we're gonna talk to Randy a little bit more about this product, because what I'm finding, and a lot of people ask, you know, they say, well, it's permanent. And absolutely it's permanent, but what I'm seeing now is these products that claim to be removable, they're permanent also.
Absolutely.
Once you pull them up, man, and that glue is on that deck, that deck's trashed.
Absolutely.
The only thing you can do is go back with another product.
And my point is, when you put a product in your boat, what's your purpose for wanting to take it out?
Right.
You spent quality money for a quality product to stay in your boat.
That's it.
And
That's
you know, versus our product versus what's out there in the industry, which is what I call a pill and stick application.
Right.
Is basically a sticker that goes on your boat.
Right. And that glue trashes it. I've seen a couple recently that. But anyways, guys, that's something we're going to get into. I want to show you guys this product. Kind of maybe show you some of the process if it's not too secretive, and show you Randy's shop. He's right here on Cockroach Bay Road. Phenomenal work. Awesome product, but we'll get into that on the next show. I really appreciate you guys watching. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.